in Marshall thanks to the Albion Marshall connector.
Tman, good luck with your walk to Albion. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, and what was your name again?
Paul.
Paul, thank you for giving me a ride, Paul, and give me some tips for going through the town. And let me just check one last time that I didn't drop anything. I'm hyper about dropping stuff. So, yeah, thanks for the stories about biking and all that.
Okay.
So thank you, Paul.
Yep.
All right, now I'm off here, and one of the sights here is a little propeller. So that looks like a good spot for me to set my stuff down on. Paul was an interesting guy. He's a bicyclist, and he's on the committee for a bicycle ride known as PALM, Pedal Across Lower Michigan. And evidently they've been shut down for the last year. They got shut down, and this year they're not doing it, mainly because of the COVID, and they can't use the high school. So here I'm at the corner of Marshall Avenue and River Street, City of Marshall Public Services Building. And there's some sort of historical marker here. I just noticed about Horace Parent, who's a businessman and settled in Marshall and had a general store and so on. So one of the first settlers of Marshall. So here I'm coming up by this yellow house and taking a ride on Clinton Street. We're hiking here on Clinton Street, and there's a house that burnt down. Yeah, I don't know how long ago, but it looks pretty, oh, it looks like they got part of the car too, got burnt up. Wow, that's why the car's still sitting there. So we're coming here. I had the detour around the burnt house. Wow, that's a tragic event for sure. And here says the North Country Trail is going this way. And right down here, looks like you can buy a house right on the North Country Trail here. There's a house for sale. And it looks like I see the river down there. I'm just leaving the city of Marshall. I'm on the B Drive North. And there's kind of a rundown place. I've seen a few rundown places. But then you got some nice places like this one on the other side of the railroad tracks. No, I think that's on the river, or the little, it's a river, but it's a dammed up lake there. We got a truck going down the railroad track there. You don't see that every day. Well, you never know, you might if you live at a railroad track. But here, there's the railroad over there, and there's the road over here. There's a bunch of green space here between the railroad track and the road, and that happens for a long, long time. Like, it's been over half a mile now. And maybe you could think about putting the North Country Trail right there, right in this little greenway between the road and the railroad tracks. I've seen stuff like that happen before on different trails, and it's a way of getting it through. Then you have the lake on the other side there. We're still on the B Drive. I'll be on it for another like 8 more miles. But then still got the railroad tracks, and now the lake is, and lake/river is a ways over that way. But here comes the car. Everybody seems to be going into Marshall today. I only had one vehicle so far going towards Albion. Here's a little driveway. Looks like there's a house on the other side of the railroad track. And the driveway going up over the railroad track. And over here, I just want to show you, there's some shoes up on this wire. Not sure if those are shoes from like North Country trail hikers. Maybe threw it up there, hopefully not. But there's shoes up on the wire, which reminds me there's some store, I believe it's some shoe store or outdoor store on the Appalachian Trail. They could be hiking boots or hiking shoes. That they have a tree in their front yard where when you buy new shoes there, you can throw your old shoes up in the tree. So there's like hundreds of shoes in this one tree. I believe it's on the Appalachian Trail. Now we've got some houses between the road and the railroad tracks. And if you look over there, there's a guy that's got some beehives out there, which is good. It's this guy right here, I believe. And looks, he's got no trespassing warning. So he must have had some problems with that. But looks like he's got trailers and a bunch of other stuff going on here. And I can see the lake / river way down in there. Or maybe he had problems with people, you know, trying to get to the river to go fishing and stuff like that. Now we've got a bike route sign there. Paul, who's a bike enthusiast, the little shuttle driver there, he said a lot of bicycle people use this. And we have a blue blaze over on this post. Alright, here's a coal construction company working on here. I don't know if this is all new. I don't see a garage. Maybe they're planning on putting a garage out here in this little gravelly area eventually. That's what their plan is, probably. A nice little house, and there's lots of wild area back there, and then there's the railroad tracks. We're coming up here. This is the 20-mile road. Apparently all the roads, the north-south roads, are named after numbers, like the 20, 21-mile road. Yesterday we were on, or a couple days ago, we were on the 26-mile road. And all the other ones going east to west are named after letters. Like this is B, drive north. Here comes another car. Here. And here's a plot of land for sale here, it looks like, between the road and the railroad track. But that car right, oh, and it looks like more of this is for sale. So here comes another car. So the score here today so far is cars going to Marshall 11, cars going to Albion 4. Nice wetlands over there. I think I see Sandhill Cranes right out there. Yeah. And just having this little curved area of the road. But nice to see all the wildlife out here. Sandhill cranes, all sorts of other birds. And I think I got about 9.5 miles to go. It's about 10 o'clock. I'm expecting to get done between 2 and 3. And then maybe I'll go do another biking hike over by the Ott Preserve to the historic bridge. That's what I'm thinking about doing. That'll cut down my mileage for tomorrow. Alright, it says beware of rooster. Oh yeah. Wow. You gotta be careful. You don't know where that rooster is and if it's gonna get you. I don't know, they got some sort of shed here. And a wheel, of course. There looks to be the remains of a wheel over here. And here's car number 17 going to Marshall right there, and we're only got 8 going to Albion so far. So that's what the score is. Here's someone that's using an old water pump as a planter, as a flower planter on top, and they got the kettle here. It looks like the kettle's tipping over. That stump must be wearing away there, rotting away. It looks like they got to come up with a new system pretty soon here. We got a spot over here with a pretty good rock display for this area, but that's nothing compared to the area on Lynchfield. It should actually be a rock field, because there's all sorts of every place you look has rocks, and this is kind of the first major rock display I've seen on here. There's a house that's got a handicapped ramp, which kind of reminds me of hiking with Linda Suitman yesterday in her wheelchair, and Ron pushing her for 8 miles. That was pretty incredible. Okay, there's vehicle number 12 going to Albion, and we've had 21 vehicles going to Marshall. We are coming up here. Here's some sort of communications tower, and we're at the railroad. I don't know, maybe it's a communications tower for the railroad or something. Anyway, and you see down there, there's a white building way down there. I believe that's the start of the city of Marengo, or the town of Marengo. And here's the William R. Starr Camp and Conference Center here, right here. There's a lot of little buildings, and this little arch-shaped building here must be the conference center. So you need to have a conference. Here you go. Got a fairly big building over there and a bunch of dormitory buildings. Coming up here to the Kalamazoo River. Right here is like a fisherman's parking spot. I suppose if you're hiking the trail, you could park here too. But let's take a look at the river. It looks to be fairly not as wide as it was just a little while ago. So it was dammed up there near Marshall, so it made a lake. It seems to be flowing at a pretty good rate. And there it is. I don't know what that is. This is a gauging station. And here's the river. Somebody's got a nice house way up from the river. And there's the river there. We're coming up to what's called Broad Street in Marengo. Marengo is like a half a mile down to the left here. And the day's starting to perk up. We got some sun. It's getting a little bit warmer. It started out like 41 this morning. It's supposed to get up in the 60s. So, like I said, down that way is the little town of Marengo. So, you could go from Marengo, Michigan to Marengo, Wisconsin, all on the North Country Trail pretty much. You could go from Grand Marais, Minnesota to Grand Marais, Michigan, all on the North Country Trail, and Grand Rapids, Michigan to Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Here we go. We got a oh, he's not coming our way. He's turning. I guess he doesn't count then. The score is 24 vehicles going to Marshall, 13 going to Albion. But now I think once we get going closer to Albion, they'll make a comeback. Yeah, I stopped at this last mailbox and changed up my clothing, took the raincoat off, and just changed some stuff up, put stuff in different pockets. This house here, it's the Hamilton's house. It looks like a cross between Cape Cod and an A-frame. We got a really tall second floor ceiling or roof there, and a beautiful pine tree here. We're headed towards Albion. I see some sort of like grain elevators and stuff, but I'm not sure if that's part of Albion or what that is. We're up to this spot where there's no trees. There's just farm fields on each side, really open farm fields on each side of the road. And the road isn't that great anymore right here. It used to be a really nice road. Now I don't know if it changed townships or whatever, but alright, there goes the post office postman. So that's 29 to 19 in favor of those going towards Marshall. But it's about to end right up here. So we come up and we just barely get to the Kalamazoo River, and then we take a turn to the right. I just had a little detour. I looked down and my maps were gone. And I walked back and went out in the field. I seen some white pieces of paper, and I found 2 of my map pages. And I'm supposed to have 4 of them. I don't know what happened to the other 2. They blew away. I don't see any more white pieces of paper out there. So, but the part in Albion I'm missing. So that's going to be bad. But I can always go on the northcountrytrail.org and look at the map there. So my hike here on B Drive North is over. I'm turning right on this 25.5 mile road, and we're coming up to the Kalamazoo River, but we're not going across it. We still get to see it. We're right next to the river for like a quarter mile or so. We'll be getting to see it. This looks like it might have been a place for fishermen to park, but they put boulders here instead to discourage that for some reason, or maybe a car accidentally went into the river or something like that. We were traveling right next to the river on this road. Now the river's going away, and there's houses between the road and the river here, starting right here. Right, there's looks like a baby crib. Hopefully the baby didn't fall off with it. I don't know if that's trash or if it blew off somebody's truck. The way things are blowing right here, it could be it blew off the truck. But people are known to just go out and throw stuff away. When I was hiking in Douglas County Forest, away up by, where was that, near Gordon, came along, there's this big old boat sitting out there that somebody just sat there. We are up to Division Drive here. Oh yeah. And we're leaving the 25.5 mile road. Here's a big old farmhouse here just west of Albion. it was big already, and then they added a part in back of it. It looks just huge. Holy cow. Alright, this guy over here must be a hunter. He's got a big old rack up there on his post. Unless it's something like a hunting club or something. I can't really tell. But that's, unless it's kind of like a Wild West thing. It's got a bunch of like horse riders on the welcome sign. Oh, interesting. We're up to this beautiful thing. It says Michigan Centennial Farm, owned by the same family for over 100 years. So that's pretty impressive. Right there, beautiful porch here. Now we're coming up to the what would you say, the curve in the road. This is a east-west road, and it's got a curve, and it starts going diagonally into Albion. All right, this guy's got a big gateway too. It doesn't have any antlers on it. And here the person's, I don't know if you can see it through the fence. The person's mowing this huge yard, and he doesn't have a riding lawnmower. Just got a regular lawnmower. That must take quite a bit of work to mow that big yard with a little lawnmower like that. Holy cow. And it looks like we're getting into town here. It's reduced speed, 25 ahead. There's the North Country Trail sign, and there's the Albion city limits sign. I'm looking for a trail going to the left here. Oh, wait a second. I see a blaze here on this post over here. So maybe I gotta turn on this next street. Cute little houses, but they look like they're all the same here in this subdivision. Alrighty, so let me come up here to this corner and see what's going on. They're supposed to be going to the left here someplace. Doesn't look like there's an arrow, so maybe it's in a while. I'm continuing to go east on this division street here. I looked on my maps. I gotta go out to a street called Gale Street and turn. I was looking for places to turn. But here's, I don't know what this was. No, maybe it was like a nursing home. And now it's all boarded up. So, some things, you know, it happens with that one. Coming up on Gale Street, and there's a little North Country place thing going that way. So I think we're coming down here, and then we're picking up a trail that goes around the river. We head down Gale Street, and voila! Here we are. We're right at Harris Field here, and it looks like it's got a pavilion with bathrooms, but you know, this is April, none of that stuff's going to be open. Maybe in the summer it would be, but we're taking this bike route here. We're at the beginning of the Albion River Trail. There we go. And this looks like a, you know, softball and baseball field here. Got a pretty big bleachers over here for the home team. Somebody threw out the sofa. It's just sitting here. And I just decided to come over and lay down for a few minutes. I put my feet up on the furniture. I hope the owners don't mind. But feels good. I only got less than 2 miles back to the car at Victory Park, and we're starting up on the Albion River Trail right here at this ball field here. I made it off the couch. Looks like a nice couch. I don't know why somebody would throw it away like that. But, or even if it was a nice couch, it's too bad they threw it away out like that. And here we're coming up to a kiosk, and it says I am here at 14. 13 is a bridge. We got 12 is Highland Park, that's off the trail. And we got some more bridges and some parks and the public safety department and a pavilion 7. Where's the pavilion? Well, that's not the same pavilion as the Victory Park Pavilion. And well, yeah. And then over here 3 is Victory Park. So I'm going from here, I'm coming all along here and going to Victory Park. Coming up to the Kalamazoo River. And we're crossing it kind of diagonally, which is unusual. That takes a longer bridge to do that. So here we go. It's a quite wide bridge. I don't know. It was like a train bridge or something like that before. I'm not sure what it is. But there it is, the Kalamazoo River. We're coming up to Albion Street. But, oh, this is the McClear Riverfront Park, is what that's called. And like I said, Albion Street. And there's the Albion Street Bridge. It looks like it's in disrepair. It looked like the trail bridge that I just crossed is in better condition than this bridge. But you'd think they'd have to be redoing this bridge pretty soon. We're next to the railroad tracks here. It looks like we're coming into the downtown part of Albion here. And there's some geese right there. So, they're heading for the river. I think they see me. They don't like me. They're heading towards the river. Coming up to this bridge right here. And those 2 geese, they were watching me, but they didn't hop in the river or anything. They didn't think I was fierce enough, evidently. But they do see me because I'm wearing this orange outfit. It gets attraction. So we're coming through here. We got a North Country Trail symbol right there. The North Country Trail's turning to the left right here near the Dollar General. And wait for all the traffic to go by and cross the street here near the Blue Ox Credit Union. I think they're in the wrong state for that. You'd think a Blue Ox Credit Union would be in Minnesota someplace. There's the Albion Water Tower crossing Clinton Street. And I don't know what this building is here. Looks pretty fancy. And over there we got the Courtyard by Marriott. It's got a bell, so maybe it's a post office or city hall or something like that. Not sure. Handicapped access. Oh, it says City Hall. So there we have City Hall. And over on the other side here we got Hungry Howie's flavored crust pizza. Wow. The things they think of. So I was walking over there. Here's some kids that are running after each other. And I came over here because there's a symbol over here. There's not a whole lot of signage there to get you over to here. But here we go. We're going next to the river again. And it's got an arrow, so we're on the right track. We're coming, and it says reduce speed ahead. I don't know if I can reduce it any slower than I'm already doing. I'm pretty much hobbling right now when my knees ain't feeling the best. And Over here looks like there's some sort of parking lot or something. It might be like a flea market, like on Saturdays. It's got this little area with a covered area. So, and this is the Leisure Hour Club, which was established in 1895. So they've been around for a while. And the river's over there. And I guess I'm seeing another North Country Trail sign up here. And I think it's going to left because there's a river over, a bridge over the river right there. Let's see what it does here. Well, this one says Albion River Trail going to the right. But there's a nice bridge over there I'd like to cross. Let's see what the North Country Trail's going to the right too. So we must be going down that way. On that wide cement area. We're crossing Erie Street. It does, that building right there kind of looks a little eerie to me. And we gotta take the left here. And then I suppose down here, we're taking a right down here. That's what this sign says. Looks like we're going to a park area, but it's not the park I want to be in. I want to be in the Victory Park. Okay, this is McCracken Drive we're going next to. Alright, sounds like something from McDonald's. There's a building that's hanging out over the river. It's a kind of an unusual configuration. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was a mill or something at one time. And here's like I don't know if this is a swimming hole over here or what this is. This little pond. It says no diving. So maybe let's go over and look at the marker and see what it says. Oh, there's the swimming area right there. And this is more sandy over there. And this is revenue derived from oil, gas, and mineral production from the state-owned lands provides funding for these recreation sites. So it looks like they got a pavilion right here and so on. Okay, this is the fork. Original site of the forks in the river in 1835. And here is the site I'm looking for right here. I do like this bridge here, and I do like they got kind of a little dam with a waterfall, and but I see over here's the Victory Park Pavilion. Oh, here's a little waterfall here. We got all sorts of stuff going on here, all different channels and stuff, and there's a guy out here fishing. But there's the Victory Park Pavilion, and my van's just on the other side of that. My knee's feeling a little bit sore. I think I'm going to do another hike, a little bit like 3 miler later on. But I guess the weird thing has happened is I dropped my maps out of this case here, and it reminds me of, well, here's the pavilion here, and like I said, a lot of people come here to go roller skating. But there's nobody here right now. But when I was sitting here the other day, there was people roller skating. We'll take a little look at it right here. But the thing that reminds me is one time I was hiking the border route, and this is on the Rose Cliffs, and I lost my map out of the pouch like that. And I looked at it, God, there's no maps. And I went back, and map was sitting right on the Rose Cliffs, right on the cliff part, and I was just like so amazed that it didn't blow away off the cliff someplace. That was kind of a unusual event, put it that way. All right, we're back to the car. Yippee.